Alo, 1234. Alo, 1234.
Sẽ khiến cho công cuộc chiếm bản đồ của bên phía team Na'Vi.
Who's our target this time? Busted. Witness the power of ghosts. Take it easy. Take it easy. Quietly now. Here comes the catch. Rain cutter. I'm going in. The fuse is lit. Ooh, let me open it. Up and away. Yeah. Take it easy. Let's light it up! Rain outlines your fate. Off we go! Adventure time! Time to witness the power. Things are about to get tight. Teamwork is tricky! Let's light it up! Know my sword! Rain outlines your... Gotcha! I'm going in! Let me weave you a verse. Here comes the catch. Fire hazard! What do we have here?
Purify!
I see everything. Everyone hold hands. Sharing my knowledge.
Rain cutter. No, my sword.
I will have order!
I see everything. Time for a light show. Up and away. Everyone hold hands.
Rain outlines your fate.
Gather!
The fuse is lit. Grow, grow, grow. This might hurt a little. I'll ensure your safety.
For justice. Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate. Everybody stand!
Time for a light show.
Let's light it up! Rain outlines your fate. Huh? 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 I'm going in!
The fuse is lit.
Body and mind, know my sword! Let me weave you a verse.
Just like we rehearsed. Or a stranger.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh? Know my sword! Witness the power of good.
Time for a light show. There are still so many places.
Another test subject. Suffocate.
Time to act. Let's light it up! Fire hazard! Ha! Hey! Time to act. I'm going in! The fuse is lit! you a verse. Huh? Huh.
The fuse is lit! Ooh, will we find any firework materials in here? If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
Body and mind. Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter. Everybody stand.
Everyone hold hands! Grow! Hey!
Adventure. Time to act. Body and mind. No, my sword. I'm going in.
Time for a light show!
No, my sword. Witness the power of...
Sharing my knowledge! The fuse is lit!
outlines your fate. Huh? Everybody stand back!
Everyone hold hands. Time for a light show. Ha! Ha!
Let me weave you a verse.
Fire hazard. Ha! This may hurt a little.
No, my sword! Rain outlines your...
The fuse is lit. Ha! That didn't count.
I'm going in!
The Temple of Wisdom. Committed to memory. Fire hazard.
Rain cutter! Huh? Hup.
The fuse is lit. Ooh, let me open it.
Ha! Everybody stand!
Everyone hold hands. Gold Bishop down.
Let's light it up! Off we go!
Time for a light show.
Teamwork is true!
Hey,
Rain outlines your fate.
fire hazard.
Let me weave you a verse.
Sharing my knowledge. Everyone hold hands. way.
Everybody stand! Fire hazard!
Grow. Since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, so where should we go today? Huh? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Time for a light show.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone.
At the very least, no, wait!
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a well, one thing's for sure. No, hey! Don't! Anyway, just to be on the safe side. Oh? What kind of a special connection? Anyway, Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's... Up and away.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. If it's because of that battle, Kazuha keeps to him.
Oh!
I've heard bits. Is it really as big a... Really? He was called the... I thought they'd come to him.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely a thank you. Guess what?
All right, then.
The defenses on the left side of the tower need to be strengthened. The defenses on the left side of the tower.
That's why you're making all kinds of mistakes.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of... We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture your hard work has secured for us. The Almighty Shogun, the Tri-Commission is... Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, in short, but there came a... We later learned that considering Mr... In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some...
I can assure you, with the Kaidahara clans, you will be able to lead it.
I have grown a cup, yet my aunt...
I sense some... Should you accept...
Malicious.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hito... Also,
What?
That is correct.
This is just one of many similar rumors. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me...
This is precisely...
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No. My fighting form... Over time, these techniques came to form something of... Those forms are...
All the more reason to...
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury. Or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say, I am now very curious about this matter. And I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join...
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say. a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. The Tenryo Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in... If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already...
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked... Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, I am well aware of your talents. It would cause me great grief to see someone... For the poor victim...
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara.
You flatter me.
You are much too humble. Don't... Oh, actually, there was one... Let me tell you about it, Justin.
Sure. During times like this...
All right, then. Recently, two people... One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other...
Amenoma. Now they...
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the two grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished
Understood. Though it seems...
Sure! Can't hurt! We never know.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by...
Sounds good. All the best with...
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes. The Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing arts in Inazuma. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun, and over time, further honed and enhanced by the most talented craftsmen. Unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade. Today, only the Amenoma clan has kept its art alive.
So sad.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, we each had our specialties. And just as iron sharpens iron, so too did we learn much from each other. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water, as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato. Yes. Strange, isn't it?
Do you have...
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, he's never been particularly interested in blade forging. He is extraordinarily talented.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may, based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only...
What? No. Absolutely. He is humble and kind. Even his training is...
Is that...
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, but... With that said, it's equally out of character. I also cannot know what course of action he might be... Anyway, should you find him, please let...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the... Let's pay a visit to the Nagato.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot... My husband has gone missing, and I'm...
No. You misunderstand us.
I see. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new...
I'm afraid we don't have any new information. With this in mind, can we...
for example, Paimon...
That's a long story. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. Everything was fine when we first got married.
Uh-oh.
He lost his sense of restraint. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days he wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But on the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said,
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, you must understand, I never would have dreamed... After I said those words, he froze. And his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found... And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire.
I see. I understand. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato.
At first, I assumed they... But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries.
Maybe...
I don't know. He just disappeared. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in... Even though I'm still a little mad. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf...
Please don't get upset. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, but the information we gathered from the other side...
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we...
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how this... Do you have any thoughts?
Well... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. Ame no Mayuya is an expert on swords. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenri... But it's a far-fetched theory. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame no Mayuya is polite. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, the more I ponder it, the more puzzled. Right. Although the Ame no Mayuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker.
Darn! We thought we could get...
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and...
Okay, but...
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. Wait. I hear something ominous.
Oh! This must be another one of those... As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to...
Now I'm picking up a
But there's nothing here...
It's gone now. But I can... It felt very much like... Indeed. We should remain vigilant.
So it's an
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang...
It could well be that he was already under the... From what I've been told... But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with.
So what should we do?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a... If we don't open this door, we can move no... You needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse.
That was too scary!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction of two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to... The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. the looks of it, a letter written on a well... According to this letter, a conflict or Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight.
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond. Yes, if Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people in
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised for a practitioner of the all the clues that I have a hypothesis.
Wait!
I believe so. On with the search.
Why here?
I'm not sure, but on closer examination... Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! What's your problem, huh? What?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it... Whoa!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma.
You're sharper than I thought. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed blades as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with...
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the right. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of it he not only bestowed upon me the greatest. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most
So... sword?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might.
So Amenoma, tell me, what happens to those...
My hosts? Who cares what happened when they got tired or injured or unusable? I hopped to the next.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time at long last. I'm approaching my journey's destination. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden. Now.
I'm going in! Let's light it up!
The Temple of Wisdom! Everyone hold hands!
Fire hazard!
Join me and sever that divine light! Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've
Lost. I can never lose. It is this. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same. I will end. And even if I were to lose my physical by any means necessary, and.
Your fighting style. It is, but from your movements, I sense only hate.
Really?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin, since the blade is, if you ask me...
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets in that regard. Why?
Because I've been wondering, now that I've seen inside your mind, after all the...
Oh, that...
Only when Mr... Well, you were determined. I think you realize, but the way I see...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just
You returned to even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. How could you?
Silence! I must. I will concede.
And you should...
Easy for you to... I have no need of anything that would stand in my way.
How I do not believe...
What?
Very well. Once we have dealt...
And as for your end of...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way. The cursed blades, the power of the Tatarigami lies in...
What?
Even if things... We have a chance here to save an...
Your disdain for me betrays your woke now.
Kazuha?
I felt a little It's all right. So far, this was... I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemy. Although this blade has endured much turmoil. If a blade built for Ishin art, if he wants to avoid
Wait a minute! Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret...
all right.
What about Aminome?
The blade says he'll let Aminome Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this... Okay, fine.
Leave everything on this journey to me. One with nature. The wind knows me. That hurt! Into the wind. Let's get down to business. As one with wind and cloud. There's more.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing luck, though he's making every effort to persevere. I do not think...
Something else on your...
How strange. Let's keep going.
Let's get down to business.
The wind knows me.
Boom! See no more!
Into the wind.
To the ferry.
Time to get...
Finally, it's my lucky day.
The wind knows me.
My
Falling leaves adorn my night. Into the wind.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer.
But what would
I will be careful with it. He also said he's... The wind knows me.
Over! Cheap tricks!
Into the wind.
One string will suffice.
One with nature.
I'm ready.
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Cut down. Like this.
Are you okay? It looks
Yes,
the sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
perhaps this time we'll finally have a...
True form? What are you? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of... I finally figured out why it was that you agreed you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who...
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help.
Don't worry. It's just more...
Let's get down to business. The perfect distance.
Cheap tricks.
There's more!
The wind knows me.
The fairy,
This will do!
my blade!
That won't work.
Into the wind.
I've got
Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
You fought way better with your own.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh. No one knew. I thought that if...
But in this too,
Indeed, too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper yours is...
actually, forging and this blade has skill. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not... Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you,
I sensed it, but
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yu. I feel a great sense the moment you embark. You have known this for...
He gave me... How could I... I said to him...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause... When I touched the hilt for the first time, a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed. A newly forged blade lay by his side.
Wow.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had... He spent the rest of his life in the forge. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his... So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Ines. All he wanted to show was that they once shown...
So that, but after that, the blacksmith and...
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was... This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities. But only... Yes. Time would not wait. He seems to have...
When I look back at the past, I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes, but darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Not only did I fail to fulfill his...
You are finally seeing...
Since we agreed, but I still can... So...
Hey!
It has to be done in my physical...
His attitude. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, nor have I... My fights were you.
Oh?
I will release... You must have...
Understood.
I see. I utterly despise him and his actions. If a duel can help to set this state of... I do not wish to be a...
There's no need to worry. We'll...
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move. More Ronin could appear in any case for a fine...
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Club. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Still, even if he's weak, are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to crossblade.
It is my honor.
One with nature. Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me. One with nature. Fallen leaves adorn my...
Thank you. Although he appears battered and broken, his sense of savage cruelty...
You also fought well. There are a few things...
I must apologize.
You need not seek... It is too late.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed. I beseech you.
Yes.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has... Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to...
I'm not sure, but I...
It's you!
I am sorry to have troubled you.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the... Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed... But I have some good news as well. Ryuji...
Really? Is he okay?
Yes. Badly wounded. And now that Yuya is back, it's...
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha?
Yes. He said he wants to take control...
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill. I have decided. Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let us be.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all, and ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to speaking for myself. I'd rather see him recognize. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and after everything I've seen, perhaps I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that—
Wait!
Oh, you're right. And it's also time.
You've returned. I hear the Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into—
Wow, you sure kept you.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a law. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to and so, it looks like I will likely—
I see.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. So were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in—
You misunderstand. That was
I am aware, but I—
Very well. I can understand. However, if you should ever change your mind or find—
Where
Great.
will you travel to next?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
You must have a whole bunch bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like, about these descent... And as for your brother... so many questions. Let's go